chances are their actual name is not Craig or Steve, as we have pointed
Hey,
out
this
right
is
now.
Dave. This is Dave Jones. Davy Jones.
Now, it could be somebody that is. Oh, I'm trying to remember what sitcom it was in, or it was in a TV show or something. Maybe The League. It's probably the most frequent one that I've seen recently of backdated episodes of somebody calling customer service, and it's in a prison, and it's a white guy doing an Indian man's accent.
that's that's uh
So,
that's funny stuff.
so if that's the case, okay. Otherwise, if we're calling the subcontinent, chances are their name's not Craig or Steve. Oh wow, this is really interesting. This dives down deep.
Flex.
Hmm. Or is this currently? This may be currently. Yeah, I think this was. Oh yeah, this was 2015. So my apologies. Wikipedia doesn't want to go back that far.
Oh, no worries.
So there we go. That's what we have. So what did you think of the first year under John Fox for the Bears?
Oh, John Fox? It was classic John Fox, right?
Yeah, that's kind of seems to be
He
what
gets the
the
team.
case
He
is.
makes the team better. I mean, I don't want to like cliche everything, but everything I heard about John Fox was like he's the best coach. Practice part of the week. Come Sunday, you don't know what you're gonna get. But I'll say this thing. I mean, regardless of whatever, it was there was some fun games to watch. Like games when they
Yeah.
came back, they weren't a bad team. They were so talentless at some points, and but it was really weird because they had these guys like this coaching staff had these guys believing they could play no matter who it was, and then I feel like they figured out
They can.
I feel like they figured out some things like some guys could actually play, but I feel like a lot of they were like, "Hey, you guys are good," and then they went out there like, "We're good," and they played like they were good sometimes. They still got problems, but I mean, him, I like the way. I guess what you're asking me if anything's better than Doctor Death, right? So I mean, Mark Trestman's gone, and the whole coaching staff, everything there was nothing like good about it. I mean, look at the anything with Aaron Cromer, like there was too much weird stuff about it, and it started at the top, but I mean, it started more so, you know, that whole staff started. The weirdest part was Emery, and from
Yeah.
Emery on down, it was just like everything was weirder and then more bizarre, and I feel like he brought in he brought a proper coaching staff with him, and
Yeah.
that I mean that's what how do you get? I mean, when you do something new, what do? You do it with your friends. You do it with the people you know and trust their work. If you don't know what the hell you're doing, the people that you bring in, they're not going to know what the hell they're doing either. So I mean, I guess it's everything. It's the people he brought in, but it's also him knowing how to be a football coach and how to be a head coach of an NFL team. I guess that is what I thought. Yourself?
Yeah. I I th- I kind of I went into the season with the some of the lowest expectations. I figured that they would be a couple, maybe. I thought that they could be a couple wins better than what they were last year, just because of the coaching staff. You had adults in charge. You had better talent evaluators in a position to actually do their job and put the best possible product for whatever that's even worth right now in the NFL. Just scraping the bottoms of the barrels of different rosters and practice squads and just free agents that are out there, and they did the best they could, and I think there were times where they could have won games, and there were winnable games, but it just came down to a complete lack of talent. And that's not, as far as I'm concerned, the coaching staff's fault. It's not necessarily the players' fault, because I don't think the NFL product is that great right now. After you get through that first roster on every team, all those starters, the players that are playing 85% of snaps, 90% of snaps, it gets really thin. And for the NFL to just kind of become this, let's try to avoid injuries as much as possible to get the best product out there, it's pretty thin. I mean, look at what the the AFC South was complete garbage, and
NFC East too.
Oh,
they still call it the NFC East. I mean, the Redskins.
Yeah.
I mean, not like
yeah.
And don't get me wrong, like that was but that was a product of just another bad division.
Yeah, if I said NFC South, I meant AFC South.
Yeah, no,
but
I don't even pay attention to them anymore. It's so, I don't know. I still think, what are the Bears playing now? They play the NFC North, right?
Yeah.
I still think of it like the Central. I guess I'm one of those. I'm still stuck on the '85 Bears.
Well, you're in luck, because an ESPN 30 for 30 is going to be airing in some time for the '85 Bears.
It's some it's this new original programming.
Yes,
the story's never been told before.
Yeah, ignore everything that NFL Films has ever done or anything like that.
And yeah, well, it is what it is. You got to expect that,
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen with it. I don't know. I mean, I as happy I am with it. I also like the whole mum's the word thing. I know but at the same time, I just, as I said that coming out of my mouth, I'm like, gets kind of like, what else do I expect them to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do I want them to do? Do I want them to fucking come out and, did I just say that? I'm sorry. Do I want them to come out and say
it doesn't.
I know, but I have a feeling my kids know that I'm doing this, and my daughter was asking me about it. She's going to be like, "Hey, can I hear it?" And I can't be. Yeah. But it's right. Like, what are we supposed to? Why do we need to know? We don't need to know at all why these guys are hurt for the most part. We just need to know if they're playing or if they're not. We don't know we don't have to know. Why would you tell that to your, you know what I mean? Oh, this guy's, he's got something wrong with his hip. He's still going to play though. So the other team's going to be like, let's go after that hip, dude. So yeah, I get it. But it's still the whole, like, they control their media. The Bears control their media, but it's what every team's doing. Nobody's really open with their information. Everybody's not trying to let anything get out. So I guess I can't follow them there. So it is what it is. I'm interested to see what future drafts bring back, because there was some solid. I mean, they found Jeremy Langford turned out to be, I'd say, proven, in some way, shape, or form. Definitely makes you not have to sign Forte if you don't want to. I think you could move forward with him, and that was a Ryan Pace pick. You know what I mean? Like Amos, that's another Ryan Pace pick.
Yeah,
I think it looks up, but you know how it is. Everybody wants right now.
Yeah,
You know,
traditionally people try to say analysts, pros, experts, whatever you want to call them. They try to say you can't judge a draft class after until there's maybe 3 years have been played, and or 3 seasons.
yeah,
And I I'm starting to think that for certain positions that's the case. Like, oh boy, like maybe line play, linemen, uh, maybe a linebacker. But since everything is so studied, I don't really think there's no one can hide anywhere. These players can't hide, and for the amount of money that's going out there, and for the time and how valuable a win is in the NFL,
yeah,
they're not wasting time with this. It's just, okay, if you can't do the job, we're going to find somebody that can. So it's either put up or shut up, and you're not really having these sort of. I guess you have these perfect storm, or these really bad situations. I shouldn't say perfect storm, but really bad situations like Tampa or Cleveland, or okay, let's go maybe Houston. I don't think Jacksonville specifically qualifies.
I think there's enough of them that
At least a third of the league.
there's so
Yeah.
many examples of what you should. There's more examples of what you shouldn't do than there are
Mhm.
examples of what you should do.
Yes, and it really comes down to ownership and how and what the goals of ownerships are. Right now, you can look at what just happened last week with Tampa Bay. Lovie Smith was one of the most tenured coaches in the NFL, specifically when he was with the Chicago Bears. He's out after 2 years from a coaching coup from his offensive coordinator. So that's basically what happened. He gets bounced out of Tampa, a guy that went to a Super Bowl and had fair success in the NFL, has had fair success in the NFL, is out after a rookie quarterback, an aged defense, and what else do you want? It's kind of like I think he kind of punched his own ticket though with demanding player control and roster control and stuff like that. Because, well, what do we see? We saw guys that washed out of Chicago end up down in Tampa, and I know Tim Jennings was, okay. I thought he was decent. I thought he was serviceable, but things didn't work out for him. Other
He's on
players
the
as well.
downside.
I mean, you had the clown car of Bear safeties end up in Tampa.
Major right.
Yeah, Major Wright's there. Major Wright was a disaster.
Major, more like major wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe that headline has been out there before for him. That tag has been there. But when you are pressured to win and you're pressured to succeed, and you see how far away you are or your franchise is from winning franchises, like honestly, I can't recall what Tampa's record was. I think they won maybe 5 or 6 games, but look at where they're at compared to where the Panthers are,
Exactly.
or where the Saints have been. I mean, it's night and day. It's not even funny when it comes down to it. And compare themselves to the rest of the NFC. They're not anywhere close to the caliber of what the NFC West is putting up. And, well, okay, they're closer to the NFC East. So the mess that's Dallas, Washington, the Giants, and the Eagles, that's kind of a, who really wants to deal with those right now?
I want to be part of the other part.
Yeah.
I want to be what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like how is it that that's what I mean. I get how it is, and it's just the way that people choose to run their businesses and for whatever reason. But how do you? I mean, how like them or not? How do you like the Patriots? Everything they're doing is what you should be doing. The Panthers,
yeah,
what they're new on the scene, but dude, I mean, the Patriots have been doing what they're supposed to be doing for how long now?
Yeah,
I mean, we're talking like 20 years almost.
Yeah,
just the way teams.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Even look at the Steelers. God,
Oh,
Like for how
yes.
like is you know what is I know every team has down seasons. I get it.